Good Thursday morning, Kickstarters, and welcome to Morning Kickstart. I'm excited that you've decided to show up this morning, invest in yourself, and hopefully take something from today's episode and invest in others. My name is Andrew, and I'm your host of Morning Kickstart. I come here every single weekday to help put some positivity and encouragement into your life and hopefully help you even challenge or change your thoughts. Now, there's one thing I'm really excited about today. As you can see, if you're watching on the video, I've got my Morning Kickstart hoodie on, and we also have t-shirts coming very, very soon. Now, the only way you're going to be able to get these is if you're a part of our Facebook group. So if you're a part of our private members only group, Morning Kickstart, I will have a link in that group where you can click to pay, order one of these for yourself so you can become an official Kickstarter and have your t-shirt. I would love to see pictures once you get yours in the mail. It just gets me excited. Also brings this community together where we can support each other as well. So these will be available very soon. So just be on the lookout for those. Really, really excited about this. So I want to ask you a question, and you're probably going to think I'm crazy this morning, but do you know what it takes to rebuild an engine? I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea of what it takes to rebuild an engine, but I've seen my father do it over and over again. I have seen him take a tractor apart, completely apart, take the engine out piece by piece, and then put it back together, and it cranks up and works. And it just blows my mind of all of the components that are involved in a single engine to rebuild it and put it back together, crank it up, and use it again in a tractor for many, many hours. But when you do a job like that, there's one thing that is very, very important in order to make that engine work again. And that is having the right tools to get the job done. It makes the job much, much more efficient, and it's way easier to complete, but only if you have the right tools to do it. You need many different wrenches, you need sockets, you need maybe even a lift to get the engine up out of the tractor frame. So you've got to have all of these different tools to make sure that you can take that engine out, rebuild it, and get it working again. So if we're going to look at our own life, or maybe even you're a business owner and you're looking at a business, don't you think that it's really, really important for us to have the right tools to make sure that we do our lives correctly, or maybe build our business the way that we should build our business? Shouldn't we, and we think about it as this tractor and rebuilding this engine, but shouldn't we be looking for things to make our lives easier or make running our business easier, and also have more joy and fulfillment in fulfilling our lives with things that matter, or maybe putting things into our business that make our business more profitable or run more efficiently? Shouldn't we be looking for tools like that? You know, I believe that we should. And I also believe that most of these tools in our lives or our business are actually very, very simple to implement. But the thing about it is, it's making the decision to implement these and also having the consistency to implement the tools. One of the tools that I think that we should be trying to access or implement every single day is continual knowledge, learning all of the time. No one ever told me that after college and high school that learning needs to continue. Like I kind of just thought that when I went through high school and college, like I would know everything that I needed to know to go for the rest of my life. That is not true. And if you're listening to this right now, if you're older than me, or you're probably laughing, but if you're younger than me, this is something that you need to be told. Knowledge continues. And in this day and age, everything is right at your fingertips. So everything is just right there. You have the availability to access it at any time, anything that you want, learn any skill that you want, but only if you decide to access it. We can get real comfortable in our lives just doing the same thing over and over again and not trying to push ourselves to learn more. We have to keep those neurons firing on all cylinders, just like that engine. So you have to make sure that your brain doesn't slow down with age. My grandfather always told me, and he'll be 93 this year, But he always told me, if you ever stop moving, you can't keep going. And it's very true. And it works the same with our brain. If we ever stop learning, our brain starts to slow down. So deciding to use this tool of accessing knowledge all of the time and continual learning is one of the key things that can make your life or your business work a lot more smoothly. Another tool that I think that you should be implementing on a daily schedule is adaptability. So if you're one of those people who's comfortable with your life being the same every single day and nothing ever changing, and you don't want anything to change, it's time for you to change. The only thing constant in life is change, and you can either fight it or you can adapt with it. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that you throw your morals out the window when it comes to change. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you adapt to change that is going on and build kind of a sense of resistance as to what is going on in the outside world, or maybe change your thinking on what change looks like and being more adaptable and looking at it as a fresh challenge or maybe a new start. There's so many things that change in life, and there's so many things outside that we can't control. So it's one of those things, do we let these things that we can't control, do we let that affect us, or do we just figure out how to adapt to it and make it work for us? So being more adaptable is a really good tool that you can use in your everyday life, and especially being adaptable in business is something that you need to learn and need to implement on a daily basis. Another tool that I think that if you're wanting to perform on a higher level of life, another tool that I believe that you should use is consistency. I heard a quote one time and it says, consistency is what transforms average into excellence. You can have as many ideas that you can write on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You can fill that joker completely full, but that's only going to stay an idea until you figure out how to put it into practice. So one of the things that I hear a lot is, I want to get healthy, or maybe, I want to be a bodybuilder. I want to be super buff. But these people normally go into the gym for maybe a week or a week and a half. And they're feeling like maybe I'm finally getting into it. And then a month or a month and a half goes by and they're not really seeing a bunch of change. And they're like, nah, I'm not seeing the progress. So I'm just gonna give up on that idea of being a bodybuilder or being buff. The gain comes in the consistency. Not only the gain, but the pain comes in consistency. It's not easy to be consistent. Being consistent is a very difficult thing to do, and it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of patience. So these guys that you see, or these women that you see in the gym that are very, very fit, or maybe they are a bodybuilder, it didn't get there overnight. It didn't get there in a month and a half. It most likely didn't get there in 8 months. It takes years for this stuff to happen. So you have to be able to say, you know what? I've got to narrow down what I want, and I have to put it in a schedule, and I have to be consistent with it. And also, you can't beat yourself up when you miss a few days, or maybe you eat something that wasn't super healthy, or you get sick and you're not able to perform the way that you should. You can't beat yourself up over that. These things are going to happen, but keeping that mental note of staying consistent and putting it in a schedule and making sure that you're doing it is a tool that you've got to have to help change your life. Now, the last tool that I want to talk about, and I believe this one is so important because I've learned so many lessons over the year. Remember, best lesson is a learned lesson. But one thing that you should be implementing into your tool belt is discernment. There are some opportunities in life that are good ones, and there are some opportunities in life that can absolutely turn your world upside down. You can think of opportunities as maybe a business relationship, a normal relationship with someone else. It could be a business opportunity, or maybe even a new job. And the thing about it is most of the time when opportunities present themselves, maybe at the current time, they look like the most amazing thing that could ever happen to you at the moment. And that you have to take it. You have to take the opportunity while it's there, because it is the most amazing thing that could happen to you. Now listen to this, at the current moment. But sometimes you don't need to take the opportunity. And sometimes you don't need to take the opportunity. Being able to discern what's best for you or your family, or maybe even your mental health at the time, is an instrumental tool in moving your life forward in a positive way. So being able to make the decision and say, yes, this works for me, or maybe running whatever decision you're making through another set of questions and saying, does this really affect my life the way that it should? Or is this going to really turn my life upside down? Use discernment as a tool to move your life forward. Don't let things just happen to you. You need to be the one making the decision on moving forward on something or letting this pass by. And remember, not every opportunity is a good opportunity. So ask yourself this question: what tools do you want to implement into your life? Maybe it's accessing knowledge, or staying consistent, or being adaptable, or discerning what decisions that you need to make in your life. I think it's very good for you to sit down and take some time to maybe think about what tools you currently have in your life that you aren't using. Maybe you have something that you're really good at and you're just not doing it. Or maybe even think about, what new tools could I implement? Maybe it's organization, implementing some type of organization. And the thing about it is it's not you. Maybe it's not you doing the organizing. Maybe it's hiring someone to do the organizing for you, or hiring someone to keep up with your daily schedule, or all of the stuff that you've got going on. Or maybe you hate cleaning your house. Maybe you could hire someone to help you clean your house. And it doesn't have to be every day. Maybe it's just once a month, just a deep clean. So what tools are you implementing in your life, and what tools are you going to implement within the next month? It's a new month. It's February. It's February the 1st. Now is the time. If you're going to implement some tools, start this month and do it every single day of the month of February. Okay. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Today's the day. Start using these tools. Hey, I want to thank you for coming to Morning Kickstart today. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your busy mornings and your busy schedule to sit down and listen to Morning Kickstart. I want to thank you for just showing up, investing in yourself, and hopefully investing in other people as well. I want you to invite someone to Morning Kickstart today. I want you to send them an invitation in our Facebook private members only group. Or maybe even on the podcast. If this really affected you, send this out to someone and say, hey, I really think that this would benefit you today. And as always, I want you to remember, you can do hard things, you are made for more, and you have a purpose. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday morning and a wonderful month, Kickstarters. And as always, thank you for being a part of Morning Kickstart.